open her own marker. So she lost this opportunity. The lost opportunity is 80,000. Plus, then she made the investment, right? And question says she also cashed in her $20,000 certificate, which was earning her $500 interest rate. So that was all other are investment because question is silent regarding how much he has to pay interest or where he gathered the investment. Either it is her own investment or she took a loan to satisfy, all these expenses. But we do for sure know that the implicit cost is 80,500. Guys, now you understand? Oliver, Nicholas, Marco, Lancelot, Om, Venetia.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sir, 1 second. I don't know. I got the wrong. I got A. What was the last 30,000? How did I miss that?
Yeah. These are all investments. These can never be the explicit cost.
Okay. Yes, those are.
Right? So total implicit cost
Yes.
is do not involve any cash. Cash outflow. Which means it is opportunity cost. So she lost the opportunity of 80,000 and then this 500 interest. The total of implicit is gonna be 80K.
Yeah.
This is 0.5K. Understand? Market.
Yeah. Yes.
You need to be very careful.
Thank you.
If the question saying, says total opportunity cost, then you need to also find out explicit, but this question is not complete. Why? Because these are all our investments and the cost of investments are not mentioned. Okay, otherwise they're going to be more data. So we ended our discussion on marginal cost, but I think this is also a review. So we talked about the production function and we talk about that production function is a relationship between input and output, and we discussed that there is an assumption here for the simplicity of, for understanding, and for the simplicity we assume that she can only increase the production by hiring more workers. She cannot increase the size of the factory and cannot increase the capital, which means the equipment that produces the cookies. So then we saw that if she increased the labor, the total cost increased but at decreasing rate. We call this is marginal product of labor, and its formula is change in total output divided by change in total input. In this case, input is labor. And then we discuss a property here that increase in total income, increase in output is at decreasing rate, and we call this diminishing marginal product. So diminishing marginal product of labor, or MP, a diminishing marginal product. Okay. Now, if you understand this concept, now let's apply this. So refer to the table here. What is the marginal product of fourth worker? Marginal product of fourth worker. So when there are three, they were producing 180. When you add fourth, the total production goes up from 260. So what is that one?
80.
Well done. Refer to table A. At which number of workers does the diminishing marginal product begins? So you can easily find out. We have number of workers on continuously on a series wise 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, the formula is total, the change in total output divided by change in total input. In this case, total input is just series. So if you minus 1, 1 minus 0, equal to 1, 2 minus 1, 1, 3 minus 2, 1, 4 minus 3, 1, 4, 5 minus 4, 1. So you can find out the change here. So diminishing marginal product says that when you hire next worker, addition to total output gonna be lower as compared to previous. So here 50, when you hire second person, it is 60, right? And when you hire the third one, it is 70. When you hire the fourth one, it is how much? 80. When you hire the fifth one,
80.
how much?
70. 70.
So it means adding fifth worker is going to give you diminishing marginal product. Understand? So you need to pay very close attention what we have learned during the lecture. So I'm not going to be asking you define diminishing marginal return. What is the formula for marginal product? What is the formula for marginal cost? No, I'm going to be asking you applications. So this is the application of marginal product of labor. Okay. The various measures of cost. So we talked about that. If we saw the behavior of the cost can be divided into fixed cost and variable cost. All right. So we talked about on the basis of cost behavior, fixed cost and variable cost. So fixed cost, we talked about that, which do not vary with the level of production or output, like cost of the factory, rent of the factory, salary of CEO, salary of supervisor, which are fixed. Variable costs, which do vary with the level of output or production, like worker wages. The more you produce, the more you will get. Okay, these are variable. Raw material, the more you produce, the more you have to buy. So, and then we talked about that. We can also find out the fixed cost among the total cost. How? So you see, if production is 0, but still total cost is 30, which means total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So that cost do not vary with the level of output. Whether you produce 0, whether you produce 155, you still have to pay. So it means that is the definition of fixed cost. So you see fixed, this column is fixed cost, and when you increase the production, you increase the cost, that would be variable cost. So total cost is the combination of is the sum of total fixed cost plus total variable cost. And then we talk about, okay, yes, we already talked about this fixed cost that can be defined as a cost that they are incurred even if nothing is produced. We talked about this. I think this one we didn't talk about. Okay, so suppose Jan started up a small lemonade stand business last month. Variable cost for Jan's lemonade stand now includes the cost of. So can you find out the variable cost here? Venetia.
The lemonade mix.
Well done. Why? Because you build stand only once. And whether you produce 200 lemonades or 300 lemonades, the cost of building the lemonade. Similarly, you put one-time logo, that's it. You cannot change logo with the level of output. Okay? Let's see the right under. Well done. So the total cost, we already find out it's the sum of variable cost and fixed cost. It's fixed cost and it's variable cost. Now, we talked about the averages and we finished our discussion here. So average means if you divide the total fixed cost into quantity, you will get average fixed cost. And if you divide total variable cost with the quantity, you will get average variable cost. And if you divide total cost with the quantity, you will get average total cost. So there are two ways to get average total cost. Number one, if you divide the total cost the quantity, you will get average total cost, or if you just add average fixed cost plus average variable cost. We ended our discussion here. So let's move on from here. So we have given the Thirsty Thelma's lemonade stand, which is the number 2 example from your book. So did you notice something here? That the total cost is 3.3, 3.8. So variable cost is 0 here, and fixed cost is 33333. So in that case, we have got, wait a second here. So we have got here, what's going on? Okay, yes. The fixed cost and variable cost. So if we want to find out the average cost, so can we find out? Yes, by dividing total cost with the quantity, or by adding average fixed cost and average variable cost. But these are not averages. All right, first average cost, you divide 3 by quantity 0, so answer is infinity, so we cannot say that. So 3.3 divided by 1, 3.3. So 3. Sorry, my bad. I'm saying total cost, not the. We are finding out average fixed cost. So 3 divided by 0 is, we cannot find. 3 divided by 1, 3. 3 divided by 2, 1.5. 3 divided by 3, answer is 1. So similarly, you see where this 0.3 is coming from. 3 divided by 10, answer going to be 0.3. All right. Similarly, average variable cost is coming from variable cost divided by quantity. So this 0.3 is coming from variable cost, 0.3 divided by 1. This 0.4 is coming from 0.8 divided by 2. All right. So this point is coming from 4.8 here. 4.8 divided by 6. 4.8. And this 1.1 is coming from